I'll guarantee it. It's going to be played with playoff emotion and intensity.
And the Bears win the toss, and Ray Wershing gets the game underway and kicks it to Willie Gault at the 10-yard line. And Gault, who has run it back 99 yards this year for a touchdown, is stopped by Carl Monroe at the 27-yard line. As we look at the Bears' backs and receivers, Ken Marjoram is in for the injured Dennis McKinnon.
They don't go down too much then. He's an acrobatic receiver. Catch it anywhere.
Also a replacement at tight end where Tim Reitman is in for Emory Moorhead with a sore knee.
Mike Ditka says that Reitman plays like he did.
That's pretty good.
Not bad.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line for the top-rated passer in the NFC, Jim McMahon. Matt Suhey and Walter Payton in the backfield. Suhey goes in motion. Passing on 1st down. McMahon finds Payton out of the backfield. And Payton brings it up to the 34-yard line where Ricky Ellison and Dwight Hicks make the stop. So they go to the air on 1st down. This is the base defense for the 49ers. We'll see a lot more up there.
7 defensive linemen. You'll see it all. They still haven't gotten Fred Dean on track.
Who's been really outstanding in that group?
Todd Shell's an emerging star at outside linebacker.
And we'll be talking a lot of the big switch. Hicks for lock, cornerback for safety.
Neither one of them like it, but that's the way it is right now.
2nd down and 3 at the 34-yard line. Ken Marjoram comes out to the left. Ball to the right. McMahon to pass again. Can't find his first. And hits his tight end, Tim Reitman, for a 1st down into 49er territory at the 42-yard line. Ronnie Lott makes the stop, a 24-yard pickup.
Watch, this is just good protection up front now by the Chicago Bears. McMahon with all kinds of time to look around. He's going right. Reitman runs across short, has plenty of time against the zone, and there's the completion. Good job by the offensive line of the Bears. No pressure on McMahon.
Originally a number 3 pick back in '82. He was the first player signed in the USFL out of UCLA. Tim Reitman, the tight end for Emory Moorhead. 1st and 10 at the San Francisco 42. Play action pass. McMahon looking deep. And Dwight Hicks was defending against Willie Gault. Gault had him beaten, and the pass went beyond the end zone. No question what Jim McMahon's trying to establish early here.
Well, this is not quite what the Bears expected. The Bears expected that they would use Eric Wright against Willie Gault man for man and help Dwight Hicks over in the other corner with zone. But that time, Hicks had him man for man and did a good job on him deep.
You know they're going to test Dwight Hicks, but they expected the other guy on him, Eric Wright. So it's 2nd and 10 on the 42. The 49ers bring in their nickel package. And Fred Dean, who is yet to pick up a sack this year, number 74, is in the game.
He says, I'll be okay once I get my hands on the quarterback. He hasn't done that yet.
There's Walter Payton, who scored his 100th and 101st touchdown last week. Someone moved, and there's a flag. Matt Suhey on a draw play. Brings it out to the 37-yard line. We saw a 49er right side of the line move. Let's see if he was drawn. Jeff Stover and Carlton Williamson made the stop on Suhey. The referee today is Gordon McCarter. And the penalty is against San Francisco.
Gary Big Hands Johnson was offside that time.
Number 97 on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
There he is. Watch him move. And McMahon had a free one, but it was a draw to Suhey.
2nd down and 5 at the 37-yard line. The Bears have won 16 of the last 20 games that Jim McMahon has started. Reitman goes strong side to the left. And McMahon to the right sideline to Willie Gault, and he's got it inside the 5. Willie Gault to the 4-yard line. Torrey Nixon, a nickel defender on the play, and Willie Gault, who has the best average per reception in the NFL.
Torrey Nixon is a rookie that the 49ers picked up after the season started from the Washington Redskins. He was their number 1 draft choice. Couldn't sign him. And who can stay with Gault? Great throw by McMahon. And Gault's out of bounds at about the 3.
A 33-yard pickup, and Willie Gault, the big play man, has given the Bears 1st and goal on the 3, and consternation for Bill Walsh early here.
It was a sensational throw by Jim McMahon.
Don't forget, in the championship game last year, the 49ers did not have to contend with Jim McMahon. Calvin Thomas is in the backfield now with Matt Suhey, and he goes in motion. Play action, McMahon wide open and tipped away.
Had a tackle eligible out there.
Andy Frederick was the tackle, and he was wide open until Ricky Ellison saw him and got a hand on that pass and saved a touchdown.
Moorhead probably came in as a tight end because Emory Moorhead is not feeling really well in a blocking situation. He delayed for a second, then went out. Number 71. He has to report to the officials, of course, and tell them. The officials then tell the 49ers that 71 is eligible, and Ricky Ellison just batted it away.
He saved a touchdown that would have given Mike Ditka's team the lead. So it's 2nd and goal on the 3. And this time Walter Payton is in for the touchdown. Walter Payton. That's touchdown number 102 of a sensational career, and a fine block by Mark Bortz, the left guard, and the Bears strike early.
Bortz over there, Jim Covert the tackle. Walter Payton told us yesterday, I asked him, I said, what play would you like to run if it's your favorite? He said, short yardage. Give me a 4th and 1 when we really need it, or 3rd and 2 down close to the goal line. Right in this kind of situation, when we need it, I'll take it. A good kick-out block on Eric Wright, and Walter doesn't need a whole lot of them.
And now Kevin Butler, who's the leading scorer in the NFL. Steve Fuller is holding to try to add the 7th point here early. And Butler is now a perfect 20 for 20 on the year. And with 12:31 remaining in the 1st quarter, the Chicago Bears score on their 1st possession and lead at 7-0. The key play is a 24-yard pass to Tim Reitman, the tight end, and a big 33-yard strike to Willie Gault to set up this touchdown. 6 plays, 73 yards. We want to welcome the viewers who saw a surprise today at Veterans Stadium, where the Philadelphia Eagles defeated the St. Louis Cardinals 30-7. This is Dick Stockton along with Wayne Walker. And here in San Francisco, the champions against the would-be champions, the Bears have struck first and lead 7-0 on a 3-yard run by Walter Payton on the Bears' 1st possession of the ballgame.
They're both calling each other the best team in the league. Mike Ditka still said the 49ers are defending champions. They're the best. We haven't been fooled by watching the films, by looking at Minnesota and New Orleans, the 2 teams that beat San Francisco. On the other side of the coin, Bill Walsh is saying the Bears are the best.
I'll tell you, we were impressed with the Chicago Bears, though, the players we talked with yesterday. They seem to act like they're winners. You can see the skin portion of the infield, even though the baseball season is over here in San Francisco and maybe over for good. They have not covered the skin portion with grass yet.
Well, they've only had a week to do it. In 2 more weeks, the 49ers play here again against Philadelphia, and I'm sure the facade will be in then.
Kevin Butler will kick off. Carl Monroe and Derek Harmon are back for the 49ers, and it's going to go to Harmon at the 3. And Harmon brings it out to the 20-yard line, where the tackle is made by Calvin Thomas.
We mentioned the key block by the left guard, Mark Bortz, on Eric Wright. Wright will come across for the force. Bortz will kick him out here, and Payton makes the run. Take a look at it. The left guard, Mark Bortz, on the pull. The cornerback, 21, Wright, is up. There's the kick out right there by Bortz. You'll see it. Right there's the key block, and Walter goes on in.
7-0. Chicago 1st and 10 at the 20 for San Francisco, and Joe Montana trying to get a couple back overthrows. Dwight Clark, who's covered by Leslie Frazier, setting the 49ers offensively for you. And the one thing that they have is a great running attack with Tyler and Craig. But look at Jerry Rice making his 1st start.
A new starter, Freddie Solomon, with a concussion last week, but Rice has shoulder problems.
Same offensive line.
Key right there is can Fred Quillen handle Dan Hampton in that 46 defense.
2nd and 10. We expect a passing game, mostly short passes from the 49ers. Here Roger Craig takes off and cuts in nicely. A penalty marker is down as Craig carries it out to the 25-yard line, where McMichael and Singletary make the stop. The front 4, and a good one. The penalties against the 49ers. We'll check the rest of the Bears defense after Gordon McCarter unravels this penalty. 49ers, the #2 rushing offense in the conference against the #1 rushing defense, the Bears.
Illegal use of hands, number 71 offense, repeat, second down.
It's Keith Fawnhorse on the penalty. The rest of the Bears defense.
And that's a good unit right there with the youngster Wilbur Marshall really coming on.
And the secondary.
Gary Fencik, they're saying, playing perhaps the best football of his career.
Second down and 20. Back at the 10-yard line. Now you've met everyone on both sides of the ball. Montana pumps, hits Jerry Rice out at the 20, and Jerry Rice. Whistle had blown, no fumble on the play, and Rice is short by about 4 yards of a first down. He picked up 17. Wilbur Marshall and Mike Richardson make the stop on a highly regarded rookie who so far has lived up to his notices.
He's at the bottom of your screen right here. Takes off the bump, kind of a little bit of a pick, and he gets through some traffic, and he's wide open. Almost like a basketball pick. He eased through the traffic there, and Montana found him.
He's out of Mississippi Valley State. He scored his first NFL touchdown last week against Atlanta, and he goes in motion. 3rd and 3. Fumble. Everyone tripping over each other. It's recovered by the 49ers. Wendell Tyler recovers it. We talked so much before the game about the famed 46 defense by the Bears, Wayne.
And here's the key to it. Look in here in the middle. See those 3 men? You've got one against the center, one against both guards. No room for error in the middle. It keeps people off Singletary in the middle and puts a lot of pressure on Montana and those guards in center right away.
Max Runniger nearly has his kick blocked. Good high kick. Ken Taylor at the 31 for the Bears. And Taylor has stopped at the 37. The Green Bay Packers in a tough NFC Central match beat Minnesota today 20-17. As you look at Bill Walsh of the 49ers, they trail the Chicago Bears 7-0. This is Dick Stockton with Wayne Walker here at Candlestick Park in San Francisco in a battle between the defending champions and the team they beat to get into the Super Bowl last year, the Bears. Chicago scored on its first possession, capped by Walter Payton's 3-yard run. Mike Ditka in his 4th year has really revived this Bear team. 1st and 10 Chicago on their 38. That's Suhey, the fullback, in motion. Take a draw, hit Reitman, the tight end. First down, and deeper into San Francisco territory to the 36-yard line. Good for 26 yards and a first down. And with Emery Moorhead out, Tim Reitman has already made a big contribution.
Reitman is right here, the tight end. He gets a release downfield, but watch Walter Payton back here pick up the blitzing linebacker Todd Shell. That enabled McMahon to get it off. There's the snap. Now Walter, a fake right there, but he sees the blitz coming, takes a step out, picks off the blitzer, and they can get the ball to Reitman because of that.
Reitman has caught 2 passes for 50 yards thus far with 9:49 to go in the first quarter. 1st and 10 at the San Francisco 36. McMahon has time. He can run. He does. He gets a first down to the 25-yard line. Maybe inside the 25. Ronnie Lott and Michael Walter make the stop, and that's the extra dimension the Bears have with McMahon.
Well, now the 49ers know what it's like when teams prepare against them and the troubles that Montana will give them. Same way here with McMahon. Good coverage downfield. Nobody open. Now McMahon will come out of there. The 49ers, #1 thing this week, they said for the defense, stay in your lanes. #2, they said, give up your pass rush to get back in the lane. They did that. McMahon still picked up yardage. All you can do is go back to the defensive huddle now and shake your head a little bit.
In '83, when the Bears won in Chicago, McMahon led all rushers with 74 yards. 1st and 10 at the 24. Payton up the middle. And Payton gets inside the 20-yard line. Tackled by Dwayne Board and Michael Walter. Mixing his plays nicely, going short and going long. Jim McMahon so far.
It's a wham play, a counter step. And Matt Suhey comes through, leads through, and gets a block on Ricky Ellison, #50 right there. And Walter's got the strength on the leg drive to pick up about 6 or 7.
He scored his 102nd career touchdown. As you look at Chicago's dominance so far, we have 8 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. 2nd down and 3 on the 49er 18. McMahon can't go right, goes left and overthrows. The defenders were covered well all over the field by the 49ers, I should say the receivers.
Yeah, he threw that. There was no one 40 yards within that ball. I've always thought from a defensive standpoint that ought to be intentional grounding, but it's never been called.
Third down and 3. Jim McMahon, the 5th player drafted 3 years ago. In fact, the 2nd quarterback. Art Schleister was the 1st quarterback drafted, and he was waived this week by the Colts. Ball's at the 18. Play action. McMahon doesn't make it. He's shy by 2 yards. Carlton Williamson and Keena Turner, and Turner got him from behind on a big tackle by Turner, a native of Chicago.
I'm not sure whether this was a design play or he just decided not to give the handoff to Walter. It looks like it was designed bootleg. He was going to throw it, nothing there, and so we ran it out, and Keena Turner caught him from behind. Everyone looked surprised on that play except Payton.
So on 4th down, the Bears will try to add to their 7-0 lead. And this will be a 35-yard attempt. Steve Fuller holding Kevin Butler, who is 10 of 14 this year. And Butler's kick is good. So the rookie from Georgia has kicked the field goal, and the Bears lead at 10-0. That'll go down as a 34-yard field goal. And with 7:18 remaining here in the first quarter, the Chicago Bears lead 10-0. We want to welcome the fans who saw the Los Angeles Rams in a seesaw battle stay undefeated and beat Tampa Bay today 31-27. The other unbeaten team in the NFL, the Chicago Bears, are leading the San Francisco 49ers 10-0. This is Dick Stockton along with Wayne Walker. And Mike Ditka's Bears trying to go 6-0. The Rams very intently watching this game, because if the Bears can go on and win, they will have a healthy 3-game lead over the 49ers after 6 games of the season.
49ers said that they have painted themselves in a corner, and they really have. They said they are a cornered football team, and everyone knows it.
Walter Payton scored from 3 yards out on the first possession to give the Bears a 7-0 lead as Carl Monroe goes back. And Kevin Butler kicked a 34-yard field goal to make it 10-0. Butler was a 4th-round draft pick out of the University of Georgia. The Bears have 2 new kickers this year. Bob Thomas did the place kicking last year. Dave Finn did the punting. Line drive kickoff. Monroe right at the goal line. And he's hit shy of the 20-yard line by Thomas Sanders. Well, next Saturday on CBS, we have a college football doubleheader. First, a nationally televised game, Purdue against Ohio State in the Big Ten battle.
Purdue with a big win yesterday over Illinois.
That's 12 o'clock Eastern. What about this game? Michigan, number 3, against top-ranked Iowa.
Iowa might be the only team in the country can score points off Michigan. They're just not giving up many.
Some of you will see Auburn against Georgia Tech. First and 10 at the 18 for Joe Montana and the 49ers. Montana finds Russ Francis. And the Niners tight end fumbled. Let's see if the whistle had blown or the Bears had recovered. We'll wait for the official signal. Russ Francis on the receiving end. And the Bears have recovered. It was Dan Hampton who recovered the fumble by Russ Francis, and the Bears get another big break.
Watch Montana now on his drop. A very short one. 5-step drop. Francis across. Singletary bumps him and then chases. See what happens with the football. Singletary's in there. It's an arm around it. Francis still got control, but it's waved around a little bit. And it looked like it was Wilbur Marshall who came in, got an arm on the ball and knocked it out. Number 58, Wilbur Marshall.
First and 10 at the 26 for the Bears, leading 10-0 with under 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Threatening to move way ahead here in the first quarter. McMahon. Chase. Incomplete, and it was Jeff Stover who really put a terrific rush on Jim McMahon.
I Looks like they had a screen set up to that side, but the back didn't get out. He must have gotten hooked up inside by one of the linemen. Did not get out. Here's Jeff Stover right here. He's the one that put all the pressure on McMahon. These two linemen here will come out later, and I think that McMahon had a screen call. They'll set up and then drift on out in the flat. And see, Suhey did fall down over a pile, so there was no screen, nobody there for McMahon to fall on.
Jeff Stover with a good rush, and he really got by Keith Van Horn nicely. Crowd booing. They thought it should be intentional grounding. Time remaining in the first quarter. 2nd and 10 on the 26 now. Here's Walter Payton. Hit immediately by Ricky Ellison. He met him head on, and they love it here in San Francisco. He's pumped up.
Yes, he is. He always is. Sunday to Sunday. This is his kind of game. He loves to play in a football game when the other team has a great runner. And he'll usually respond with a pretty good ball game. Put his helmet right in the middle of Walter's numbers, raised him up, and then help came in.
Rick leads the 49ers in tackles, and the man who forced the fumble, Wilbur Marshall. 3rd down and 8 now at the 24. James Manis and Brad Anderson go in. Extra receivers for the Bears, who are in the shotgun. And a flag is thrown. The clock had run down, and McMahon may have taken too much time. Five-yard penalty. Mike Ditka didn't look at the films of last year's championship game until recently.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Spent a lot of time, Wayne, before he looked at him.
Yeah, well, he looked at him once. He said we didn't really break him down until a couple of weeks ago. And then he said that he realized that there are just some little things that they could have done that would have really put him in that game and maybe won it. Looks like they've made some of those adjustments there this afternoon.
3rd down and 13 at the 29. 4 wide receivers for the Bears. Willie Gault. McMahon wide open. Here's Willie Gault to the 22-yard line. He'll be shy of a 1st down. Ronnie Lott making the tackle, but it's good enough to set up another field goal opportunity for Kevin Butler. They didn't get the 1st down. They're short by about 5 yards on the play. But Kevin Butler comes in now and will try to extend the Bears' lead to 13-0. Butler kicked a 34-yard field goal just a moment ago. This will be a 38-yard attempt, and this matches his longest field goal so far this year. Fuller is holding. And Butler's kick is perfect. So Butler matches his longest field goal, 38 yards, and with 4 minutes and 54 seconds remaining in the first quarter, the Bears capitalize on the fumble by Russ Francis and now lead it 13-0. Walter Payton's 3-yard touchdown run and a pair of field goals by Kevin Butler. Two weeks from Saturday, October 26th, Patrick Ewing, the All-American, great one from Georgetown, makes his debut with the New York Knicks against the Philadelphia 76ers on the return of the NBA on CBS.
You think that Patrick Ewing might be making his stand in these preseason games, these exhibition games? He's gotten, what, ejected from one, gotten a couple scrapes and a couple of others, and I think he's probably telling those guys, I might be a rookie, okay, but I'm making my stand here, and you're not going to be able to push me around anytime.
He's a presence. There's no question about it, and it's only a matter of time for Patrick Ewing. You'll see his debut against Philadelphia. The 76ers have a new coach in Matt Dukas. It is 13-0 with just under 5 minutes to go, and Carl Monroe is back deep along with Derek Harmon, and Kevin Butler will be kicking off for the Bears. So it has been all Chicago so far in the first quarter here. Here's a team that's come from behind in 4 of their 5 victories so far. They jump out quickly. Monroe at the 2-yard line. And Monroe nearly broke one. Brings it out to the 25-yard line, where Jim Morrissey makes the tackle. There's a message on the scoreboard here that the entire 49ers squad and organization send their good wishes to Mrs. Marie DeBartolo, who's not feeling well. And, of course, as they say here, she's the 49er biggest fan, and no one doubts that. 1st and 10 at the 25. Jerry Rice in motion. Montana, quick flip up the middle. White Clark has it to the 32-yard line. Mike Singletary makes the stop. What are the 49ers trying to accomplish today here?
Well, that was a 46 defense. Now, every time they come out of the huddle, they've got the play called for a 46 defense. If the Bears are in something else, Montana will audible at the line. So they're set to go against that 46 with quick stuff.
White Clark now has caught a pass in a record 78 straight games. He says, I think about it till I catch one. But a big game like this, I don't think about it. 2nd down and 3 at the 32. Montana on the run. It's Wendell Tyler and a 1st down to the 40. Fencik on the stop.
46 defense again for the Bears that time, and both the outside linebackers that line up over the tight end, they blitzed. So did Singletary, blitz from the middle. Montana picked it up, wide open over the middle, no Singletary. Watch him, number 50, come in the gap. Tyler runs a little swing right there, and Fencik can't get there in time from his deep safety spot. 49ers got what they wanted on that defense.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Showing a blitz for the Bears, and they give it off to Wendell Tyler, who fumbled. And let's see, the Bears may have recovered, and they do. We want to welcome those viewers who saw the Cincinnati Bengals hang on and beat the New York Giants today 35-30 here at Candlestick Park. This is Dick Stockton and Wayne Walker, and in the first quarter it's been a shock for the defending champion 49ers. They trail 13-0, and now Wendell Tyler has coughed the ball up, and the Bears have a 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Tyler is number 26 coming into the line, did not have control of it after the handoff. You see it bobbling around after he got it from Montana, and it was on the ground.
Otis Wilson on the recovery. 1st and 10. Jim McMahon's the quarterback. And he's brought down by Jeff Stover.
49ers in trouble there, had to put a blitz on themselves, make something happen, and they did. Watch 99, Mike Walter, the linebacker here on the inside, come through. Stover's the outside. That's Walter back there first. He flushes McMahon up, and then Stover comes off a block to make the hit.
Keith Van Horn, the right tackle for the Bears, is injured right now. That's been the only negative that has happened to the Bears thus far, with 3:18 remaining in the first quarter.
This Halloween, don't just ask for a light beer.
Bartender, please, give me a light.
No! Bud Light! Bud Light. Because everything else is just a light.
Now, how about if I tweet?
Make this Halloween a Bud Light Fright Night. Look for this display with free poster and special mug offer at participating retailers.
Me, I'm an accountant.
Bill Evans can't breathe.
My nose is so stuffed, air can't get through.
Prove it. Would you try Dristan long-lasting nasal spray?
I'll try anything.
It can give you relief in seconds that lasts all day. Can you breathe now?
I think so.
Prove it. Still breathing freely?
Yeah.
Prove it. Prove it to yourself. Dristan long-lasting goes to work in seconds, lasts all day. Or try Dristan regular.
Denerex shampoo and conditioner versus Head & Shoulders regular formula.
On this side, I can feel a tingling sensation. There's something going on up there. And this side, there's not much happening.
Look what you used.
Well, this is the brand that I usually use, and this is Denerex.
Each shampoo has one medicine for dandruff. Denerex adds an extra anti-itch medicine, and Denerex adds conditioner, too.
My hair's a lot more manageable. Feels nice. Goodbye, Head & Shoulders. Hello, Denerex.
Get Denerex, dandruff shampoo that conditions, too.
Jim McMahon came out throwing today, and this big play to Willie Gault set up the only Bear touchdown in the first score.
He runs a fade pattern against Torrey Nixon, the rookie. A lot of people that are Bears fans say they're not getting the dividends they expected out of Willie Gault. There's a down payment right there, folks.
Walter Payton went over from 3 yards out, and then Kevin Butler has kicked 2 field goals from 34 and 38 yards as the 49ers have fumbled twice and lost 2. And almost the entire quarter has been played in the 49er territory. 3 minutes to go. 2nd and 14. Tim Reitman, the tight end, in motion for the Bears. Swing pass to Matt Suhey. And Suhey gets to the 39, where Eric Wright comes up to force the play. Chicago Bears 5-0 will try to join the Rams as the only unbeaten team. The Rams beat Tampa Bay to go 6-0.
That's really a quick screen right here. Watch Walter Payton, number 34. He is out in front of Suhey, downfield. Watch him get the block downfield right here. On Keena Turner's on the ground. Walter Payton can do it all.
Mike Ditka in his 4th year. He says, well, if you win, you can coach, and if you start to lose, you go out and play golf. He's going to be coaching a while. 3rd and 9 at the 40. That's Willie Gault in motion. And they flip it inside to Walter Payton. And Payton has a first down inside the 30-yard line for the Bears. A shuffle pass inside. Fred Dean made the tackle. Good for 13 yards, and the Bears can do no wrong. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bears.
All right, take a look here on a telestrator at 2 outside receivers. Right here and here will clear that area out for Walter Payton. Payton will take the flip from McMahon. There it is right there, kind of a Utah draw. Nobody there. He's got wide open spaces. They call it the Utah draw. They call it the flip. They call it anything, but that's a good guy to get it to.
1st and 10 now for the Bears on the San Francisco 27. The tight end Reitman in motion. Swing it out this time to Matt Suhey. Suhey head down. Gets it to the 23-yard line, where Keena Turner and Ricky Ellison combine to make the stop. What a contrast in coaching. Rough and tumble Mike Ditka and perhaps the more sophisticated Bill Walsh.
Yeah, no question about it. There's some concern right there today. Mike Ditka has changed his personality a lot since he took over. He said, you know, I tried to prove too much to too many people too soon to justify Mr. Hallis's faith in giving me the job. He took everything personally. He said, but I'm okay with it now. We're all having fun.
Less than a minute remaining. 2nd down and 6 at the 23. Draw play to Payton. And Payton inside the 20-yard line, shy of a first down by just a couple of yards. And Walter Payton, who doesn't really fumble all that much. 14 times in the last 3 years and so far this year.
Watch Matt Suhey again on the lead block, number 26 right there on the linebacker. See, he's got him tied up as Payton goes by. Suhey is still stuck on his block for Payton. Great job.
3rd down and now 1. Talked about Payton, and the fact is all the years he's been running that he doesn't fumble the ball.
Well, you know, he's got kind of a different style. You'll notice a lot of times when he gets the ball, he holds it out in front with both hands before he puts it away. We'll talk about that later.
Suhey, close. 49ers came up strong to meet him with Todd Shell and Ricky Ellison. The clock stops. 3 seconds remaining in this first quarter, in which the Bears have spent all day in 49er territory, and it is a first down, and the clock runs down. The Bears had everything their way, leading the defending champion 49ers 13-0 and coming back when we do. 1st and 10.
Number 1 Iowa, or see Auburn against Georgia Tech, a college football doubleheader next Saturday on CBS Sports.
It's great for kids to be in the NFL Super Pro Club, right, Eric? Right, John, and your kids can join us. Hey, there's an NFL Super Pro. Welcome to the club. Every Super Pro member gets an ID card from their favorite team.
Wow.
This Super Pro membership certificate.
Gee.
And their team decal.
Wow.
And a team calendar with action photos of their favorite stars. The NFL Fun Book. And newsletters full of inside information. And this standing board to track their favorite teams to the Super Bowl. Right, Eric? Oh, yeah?
Oh.
It's all worth much more than the $7.50 membership fee. And it's easy to join. Send name, address, name of favorite team, and $7.50 membership fee to NFL Super Pro Club, Post Box 9000, Trenton, New Jersey, 08650.
And your kids can join us.
This message furnished by the National Football.
Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. AT&T and long-distance services, AT&T is the right choice. And by Sears, where you'll find great values. There's more for your life at Sears.
This is Dick Stockton and Wayne Walker here on a beautiful day in San Francisco, and they say maybe the largest crowd ever at Candlestick Park. But it's been the Bears' day so far, leading 13-0. And the Bears got the first down just as the first quarter came to a conclusion. They're on the 49ers 16. Calvin Thomas and Walter Payton are in the backfield. Thomas goes in motion. McMahon swings it out to Payton. Payton inside the 10. And out of bounds at the 5. Eric Wright making the stop on the play. There's a guy who used to get the ball automatically a million times in the old days for the Bears.
You bet. Calvin Thomas this time comes out of the backfield first, and 2 or 3 guys are influenced to go with him. And believe it or not, you got number 34 Walter Payton out here catching the ball, and nobody's within 10 yards on it.
When you consider that the 49ers beat the Bears in the championship 23-0, the one ingredient that was not present for the Chicago Bears was the quarterback, Jim McMahon, and he has made a difference so far.
Yeah, you bet. I think Mike Ditka, his coach, put it best. He said, we're riding the wave with McMahon.
He's an inspiration, top-rated passer in the NFC. First and goal on the 5. McMahon looking to throw, getting chased by Eric Wright, and overthrows another tackle-eligible, Andy Frederick, who was involved in a tackle-eligible play and nearly caught a touchdown pass in the first quarter, overthrown. It'll be second and goal.
Mike Ditka says he puts a lot of these kinds of plays in just because it breaks up the monotony of practice for his players. That time, Andy Frederick, again, number 71, normally a tackle lined up in an eligible tight end spot, had to report. 49ers really aren't going to fall for that twice once the officials tell him 71 is in an eligible position. So he got behind him one time. It's not going to happen twice.
Keith Van Horn, who was shaken up, is back in at right tackle, number 78. Payton and Thomas in the backfield. Second and goal at the 5. McMahon chased, fires, and that's what a quarterback with escapability can do. And meanwhile, Ronnie Lott had to be drawn away from Jim McMahon by the official.
Asked McMahon yesterday, why do you tuck your shirt sleeves in? He says, they're real loose. I don't want anybody grabbing them. Watch this right here. He's out of here. There's nothing there. He'd have had a loose shirt sleeve right there. It could have been grabbed. Ronnie Lott gets him by the sleeve anyway. But McMahon gets it away. No sack. There's the end of it right there. Saw McMahon release, and then he's down.
This is the 10th play on the drive coming. Third and goal on the 5. McMahon with the rollout. Payton hit by 2 men at the 11. Ricky Ellison and Todd Shell and the 49ers hold there. And Mike Ditka knows he's got to go for 3 once more.
All right, watch McMahon here now. Watch him look clear to the left. He's looking left. He's looking left. Payton sneaking over here to this side. He waits and holds till the very last minute and tries to get it to him to fool the defense. It didn't fool Todd Shell. He looked off until the very last minute.
Meanwhile, wide open was this man.
Against Eric Wright.
A field goal attempt now from 27 yards. Kevin Butler, who already has kicked 2. Steve Fuller is holding. Butler is good. 3 field goals for Kevin Butler from 34, 38, and now 27 yards. So the Chicago Bears take advantage of another 49er turnover and stretch their lead again to 16-0.
Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil. The technology behind it gives this driver engine protection he can depend on. And this driver. This driver. And this driver. Mobil synthetic oil technology. There's no finer engine protection on Earth or anywhere else.
I own a PC and a VCR, a condo on the beach, and my own company. But I don't own a car. I lease with GMAC. For me, leasing was smarter than buying. There's no major down payment, and since I worked out the terms with my GM dealer, I can pay less each month. It was easy. Now I've got the new car I want, and leasing frees up my money for other things.
GMAC Leasing, only at your GM dealer. For you, it just might be smarter than buying.
The Chicago Bears have owned this game so far. The 5-0 Bears and the 49ers know their backs could really be to the wall if they lose this game and go down to 3-3 on the year. They know the Rams have already won, and we'll bring you back on up to date on all the scores. Meanwhile, Derek Harmon to the right, Carl Monroe to the left, and Kevin Butler will kick off for Chicago. Butler already has kicked 3 field goals. We'll go to Harmon, a yard in the end zone. Harmon to the 25 and brings it out all the way to the 30-yard line, where Dennis Gentry makes the tackle. Here are the scores of games so far. 31-yard return, by the way. The Rams stay unbeaten. They're 6-0. They beat Tampa Bay. Denver over Indianapolis, 15-10 in a final score. Tough game. New England over Buffalo.
Steve Grogan playing in that one for the first time.
Washington over your old club.
No surprise there.
Green Bay in a Central Division encounter over Minnesota. 1st and 10 at the 30 for San Francisco. Opening minutes of the second quarter. It's Dwight Clark. Leslie Frazier covering on the play, out of bounds at the 35. Gain of 5 yards. The Browns, they're playing well.
And Bernie Kosar had a touchdown pass in that one.
Big upset here.
The Jaws, Jaworski, Ron Jaworski, 3 touchdown passes for Philadelphia.
Dallas over Pittsburgh.
It was closer in that until right at the end.
2nd down and 5 at the 35-yard line. 16-0 Chicago. We're in the second quarter, and here's Wendell Tyler breaking one open. And if it weren't for Gary Fencik, Tyler would have gone all the way. A first down for the 49ers at the 46-yard line. An 11-yard pickup for the San Francisco leading rusher.
One of the better inside runners in the league for a smaller type individual. He gets through the hole so quick. A good job by Fred Quillen that time on Hampton. Had him turned around. Randy Cross with the block, and Fencik was the saver.
Believe it or not, the 49ers have their deepest penetration right now. Their own 46-yard line. Roger Craig. Craig. To the 37. Wilbur Marshall makes the stop. 18 yards. And Roger Craig is having a sensational season in every way.
Got a good block from John Frank over there. And look at this. They call him the catfish, the way he swims through the hole. He's the swimmer. Look at everything's in motion as he comes through there.
The Bears have had the ball 24 plays. The 49ers 9. And they just had the ball for a couple of first downs. But they're in Chicago territory at the 37. Joe Montana, who's the 3rd-rated passer in the conference. Craig again. Strong to the 31-yard line, and Mike Singletary makes the tackle, and a good block by the left guard, John Ayers.
And they're doing a pretty good job against that 46 defense. We mentioned the 3 men in the middle that they have to handle. This is Dent right here at end. He takes a wide rush up, and that's been getting them in a little bit of trouble. Other pairs will just turn out on him, and they run up inside.
And it's a 2nd down 5. Bill Walsh's team has to come back. The Bears leading 16-0. Montana. Jerry Rice is there for the catch at the 21. Another first down and a penalty marker down about the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be against the Niners.
Jerry Rice against Leslie Frazier all the way across. Montana in trouble. Rice adjusting. Montana throws on the run. Good catch.
Holding, number 51, offense. Repeat, second down.
Randy Cross, who's playing with a cracked bone in his right wrist.
Randy Cross, yes, he sees falling down, so he just pulled, looks like McMichael down with him.
Second down and 15, back to the 41-yard line in Chicago territory, and Montana goes down at midfield, and it was McMichael again. You know, he is outstanding against the run, but he is probably one of the most underrated defenders as a pass rusher.
Well, they said that he's having one of his better years. This is his 4th sack of the season. They had a line stunt in there where he come looping up inside, and Montana saw it and went down before the hit. But credit the sack to Steve McMichael.
Second on the team. That's his 4th sack of the season. He had 10 last year. Pretty good for a tackle. Third down and 23 at midfield for San Francisco. Penalty markers are down. Pass up the middle to Roger Craig. Bounces off a couple of defenders and is stopped at the 34-yard line. But don't forget, there's a penalty. Sean Gale, the nickelback, made the stop finally on Craig. He got 17 yards.
Hey, I'm just so surprised that defensive teams don't have somebody just go up and sit with Roger Craig when he does what he did just then.
Illegal procedure against the 49ers.
You know, Craig will just set up like he's checking for a blitz. None comes, and then he sneaks out on a little slip flare and catches it underneath everyone.
Illegal formation, number 77 offense, not up on the line of scrimmage. Repeat, third down.
Why do you think Bubba Paris may not have been up on the line of scrimmage?
Well, I'll tell you why, because he's a little bit worried about Jim Dent's pass rush. He said Dent is so quick that he's going to have to get a deep drop to handle him, so he probably set up a little bit deeper than normal. Or Richard Dent, I'm sorry.
Critical mistakes by the 49ers, Wayne. 2 fumbles in which the Bears capitalized. And these penalties that set him way back. Here comes a blitz. Singletary was in there, and Montana's pass is incomplete. He was going for Jerry Rice, and covering on the play was Mike Richardson. But Singletary got to Joe Montana. The Chicago Bears have dominated the game.
And you never know where they're coming from. Mike Singletary on the outside over in here. Takes a blitz. Montana blindsided. Dangerous for a quarterback. Not enough people to pick him up. They're picking up inside, and look at this shot. Montana was lucky.
4th down, and Max Runeker will kick. Ken Taylor is back for the Bears. He is 3rd in the NFC in punt return, and he stepped out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. A 46-yard punt by Max Runeker. And here's what Taylor did on the receiving end. Right there, out of bounds, and we'll be back.
Do I hear 3800? Santa Fe?
AT&T is in antiques. With AT&T Alliance Teleconferencing Service, an antique dealer can easily hold an auction with clients all over the country at the same time, as clear as if they're in the same room.
All right, Chicago, it's yours. Now,
another reason to choose AT&T long-distance services. Talk with us. AT&T, the right choice.
Give me a light. Bud Light. Oh, the chili.
If you just ask for a light beer, you never know what you'll get. Give me a light. Bud Light. So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, don't just ask for a light beer.
Look, give me a light. No, Bud Light.
Bud Light. Because everything else is just a light.
Wherever you are in America, there's one car battery the weather finds tough to beat. One car battery that outsells any other, the Sears Die-Hard. Right now, you can have a new Die-Hard battery installed in your car for just $54.99. And join the millions who put their confidence in Die-Hard, America's best-selling replacement battery.
There's more for your life at Sears.
Cloistered nuns in television is without question one of the most ridiculous things that could have ever happened.
Tonight on CBS.
Joe Montana has a very important series coming up here, even though the Niners start from their own 9, trailing 16-0. And the reason why the San Francisco Niners are in a hole, because of this last 4 possessions, all resulting in scores for Chicago. 2 of those field goals, the last 2 coming on mistakes by the 49ers, fumbles by Russ Francis and Wendell Tyler. Chicago 1st and 10 on the 9-yard line. Payton and Calvin Thomas in the backfield. Tim Wrighton in the tight end in motion. Draw play to Payton. Got some room. And runs it out of bounds at the 11-yard line. At the 16. Gain of about 7 yards. Good block by Keith Van Horn, the right tackle.
Check it right here now. He'll turn outside. Jeff Stover was inside. He was handled excellently by Tom Thayer. Van Horn got another block, and Walter gets to the outside with some open spaces.
Bears have had the opportunity to start many of their drives in San Francisco territory. Following the mistakes, McMahon went deep early, 2nd down and 3 on the 16. This time Payton has it, trying to get a 1st down to the 19-yard line. The Raiders jump up ahead of New Orleans 14-0 in the 2nd quarter. Marcus Allen has scored 2 touchdowns. Seattle over Atlanta 7-0. The Falcons are winless. And Kansas City over San Diego. There's a baseball playoff game. The Royals, with their backs to the wall, Toronto leading 3-1, have scored in the 1st inning at Royal Stadium against the Blue Jays. 49er bench, kind of a solemn one right now. 3rd and 1. Bears at the 18. McMahon under pressure, intercepted by Carlton Williamson. To the 20. He may go all the way. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Too sure why Jim McMahon threw this ball. Walter Payton faked into the line. Todd Shell was back there with him. He should have taken the sack. He really couldn't see where the ball was going. Carlton Williamson was in center field. He picked it up and was untouched into the end zone. Ronnie Lott with the last block.
Coming into this game as a player is down, Calvin Thomas is injured for the Bears. Coming into this game, the 49ers had 4 interceptions compared to 8 a year ago at this time. But this is a big defensive play for the Niners.
Look at that, thrown off his back feet. He really didn't have a foot on the ground when he threw. Todd Shell with a big rush.
But Carlton Williamson's 43-yard interception return puts the 49ers on the scoreboard.
When you're 100% pure beef,
the beef goes on.
When you're sear sizzled, lean and juicy,
McDonald's beef goes on.
Your great beef taste goes on and on.
You're all beef, your beef, lean and hot. So your big beef taste just won't stop. It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's. The beef goes on.
This fall, millions of people will change their antifreeze, but not their radiator hoses. It's an easy mistake to make, because hoses can look good outside even when they're wearing out inside. So put in Quality Gates hoses the next time you change antifreeze. Because if your hoses go, your car won't.
Who has?
That's Calvin Thomas, who was shaken up and now on the Bears sideline. The score is 16-6. Ray Wersching has yet to attempt the conversion. For Carlton Williamson, meanwhile, his 10th career interception and his first touchdown of his NFL career. 16-6 the score, and Wershing with Matt Cavanaugh holding. Wershing is perfect this year, 19 for 19 and a streak of 127, longest current streak in the league. And it's now 16-7. Penalty marker is down. And Mike Ditka's Bears ahead 16-0. It's against the 49ers. So Ray Wershing has to stay on the field and will have to try another one from farther back. Joe Montana trying to get things started for the 49er offense.
Illegal use of the hands. Number 86 of the kicking team. 10-yard penalty. Repeat the try for a point.
It's John Frank. So now Wershing, the 10-yard penalty, will have to move back. This will be a 30-yard attempt for the conversion.
Definitely not a gimme.
So it's 16-6. And Wershing adds the 7th point for the 49ers. 8 minutes and 57 seconds remaining in the first half. The Bears lead it.
John Boy.
OC.
Come from all over. They will look. They will listen. But most of all, they will learn. And they will be amazed with what will be. The new Accord from Honda.
This Halloween, don't just ask for a light beer.
Bartender, please, give me a light.
No! Bud Light! Bud Light. Because everything else is just a light.
Now, how about if I tweet?
Make this Halloween a Bud Light Fright Night. Look for this display with free poster and special mug offer at participating retailers.
Me, I'm an accountant.
The year's top marathon field, including Olympic champion Joan Benoit, is expected in Chicago for America's Marathon next Sunday on CBS Sports.
16-7 the score. The Bears lead the 49ers, who finally got on the board because of a defensive play by Carlton Williamson. The kickoff by Ray Wershing to Willie Gault at the 9. Gault with a fine return out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Kind of a game in which the Chicago Bears felt that they wanted to show that last year's 23-0 game was no fluke. Already they have proven that, Wayne.
Well, they really have. There was no question about this going to be a high-intensity game, and they would hit. The Bears hit right with the 49ers in that game last year. The big difference here early, 2 turnovers by Wendell Tyler and Russ Francis. And then the Niners get back in the game because of an ill-advised throw by Jim McMahon. So the story so far has been turnovers.
So far, it's been the 49ers, the only team making mistakes before that interception by McMahon, his 6th of the year. 1st and 10 for the Bears on the 32. McMahon's toss is caught and a first down by Ken Marjoram at the 44-yard line, good for 11 yards. Marjoram is playing in place of Dennis McKinnon, who's injured.
And look at the cushion that they're playing against over there with Marjoram. That's Eric Wright, number 21, who usually doesn't play receivers that loose. Marjoram ran down and turned up in front of him.
Marjoram played at Stanford.
Played under Bill Walsh. So he's good at adjusting his routes according to the defense, because that's what Walsh coaches.
All last year he was out with a ligament damage. They say he has not lost any speed. 1st and 10 at the 44. Matt Suhey is in motion. McMahon up the middle as Reitman is tight end, and Reitman gets into 49er territory. To the 49-yard line, Ricky Ellison making the tackle. Reitman is playing in place of Emery Moorhead, who's out with a sore knee.
See if we can find Reitman. Now he'll probably set up and block, hold for a count, and slip across the middle. That's exactly what he did. He was down on the ground even. Went down on the ground like he was blocking the defensive end, tried to get lost. He did, popped up, and McMahon got it to him.
Reitman has caught 3 passes. Now 4 receptions on the game for 106 yards coming in, 3 today. 2nd down and 3 at the 49-yard line. And McMahon doesn't like what he sees and calls a timeout. 7 minutes, 57 seconds to go in the first half. The Bears scored the first 16. It's 16-7.
Technology is taking over the world. You can keep up with it, or you're going to be left behind. That's why I joined the Army.
From microchip circuitry to laser technology, the world's largest school for high-tech skills is the Army.
Bravo, go active. Bravo, lock, 05.
Be all that you can be.
I don't intend to get left behind.
Find your future in the Army.
What's he doing now?
He's looking kind of funny at his cigar.
Bet it's the wrapper.
How come?
Most cigars don't use natural leaf wrappers anymore. Now, Garcia Vega's still an honest cigar. Garcia Vega still gives you the rich tobacco taste of natural leaf wrappers.
Hey, he's doing it again.
He ought to switch to an honest cigar.
Garcia Vega, still an honest cigar.
He's doing it again.
This Bud's for all you guys who know it's how you play the game.
This Bud's for you. There's no one else who makes you move the way you do. Come your way. So here's to you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do. This Bud's for you.
The Redskins and the Giants will collide in a big NFC East showdown. Or the Cardinals take on the Steelers among the regional games next Sunday on CBS Sports.
The Bears lead 16-7, and of course their offensive style is a far cry, Wayne, from the way it used to be.
Yeah, when it was Walter Payton left, Walter Payton right. He hasn't carried the ball all that much today, but as the 49ers know and everyone else knows, he's lurking back there.
So is Mike Ditka on the sideline. McMahon is 12 for 19. 142 yards and a big interception. 2nd down and 3. Pitch to Payton. Payton has the first down to the 44-yard line. Walter Payton gets another first down. Keena Turner making the tackle.
Okay, take a good look now at a real fine block by the left guard right here. Bortz, he'll pull out, knock the Wayne Board down, the defensive end right here. That gets the play outside. Look at the pull. There's the block. Bortz down. They high and load him, and there's the yardage.
1st and 10 at the 44. Suhey, nowhere to go. Jeff Stover was the man that made him change direction, and then he got some help. Loss on the play of a yard back to the 45-yard line. Ronnie Lott and Willie Gault downfield having a game of their own.
Take a look. 42 is a toughie. 83 says, I'm gonna block you anyway. Play's not over. Now it is. They probably like each other too.
Don't forget that Ronnie Lott playing a new position for the 2nd game. He's playing safety. Willie Gault, though, the wide receiver, caught a 33-yarder on the first possession to set up the Bears touchdown. 2nd down and 11. McMahon down the sideline. And Eric Wright defending against Gault, incomplete, out of bounds. Eric Wright matching Gault step for step There are a couple of speedsters right there.
Well, I'll guarantee you that is something. This is some throw, too, even though it was out of bounds. Eric Wright doesn't even have a chance to look around. This ball comes in on a wire. Gault with good concentration. Actually, both feet were out that time with great concentration. Gault said, you know, I really don't have to prove myself as a football player. I played 3 years in high school, 4 years in college. I'm not a track guy. I'm a football player.
He said people expected him to come in as a rookie playing like a 5 or 6 year veteran. 3rd and 11 at the 45. 4 wide receivers now. In motion goes Gault. They want to get to McMahon. Wide open. He can run. To the 39-yard line. Shy of a first down. Ronnie Lott made sure that McMahon wasn't going to get to the sticks, and a few of them exchanged pleasant greetings. It is 4th down. And the way things look, the 49er defense has the responsibility here of trying to bring him back.
A little swing and emotion, as you can tell now in this ball game, ever since the turnover, ever since Carlton Williamson's touchdown. A lot will depend on this next series with the 49ers on offense.
Maury Buford, his longest punt of the year, 69 yards last week. Dana McLemore goes back. Buford formerly with San Diego. That's the first punt upcoming for the Chicago Bears. And it goes into the end zone for a touchback. 5 minutes and 20 seconds remain in the first half. 49ers will take over on the 20.
Families have come to us. They believe in liberty, Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Our house is special to us, so we shopped around for homeowners insurance.
Liberty Mutual gave us the right protection at the right price. We believe in liberty.
America believes in liberty. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
The Honda Prelude SI. We haven't put all the fun at your fingertips. There's a little something for your right foot.
The Bears scored the first 16 points of the game on a Walter Payton touchdown and 3 field goals by Kevin Butler before Carlton Williamson ran back an interception 43 yards to put the 49ers on the scoreboard. Here are some final scores. The Rams stay unbeaten, beating Tampa Bay. Denver over Indianapolis. New England. Washington. Green Bay, the Central Division game. Cleveland in an AFC Central battle. Upset here. Philadelphia winning, and Dallas over Pittsburgh. Cincinnati holds on and beats the New York Giants. And the Raiders lead the Saints 14-0. Saints trying to win 4 in a row for the first time in their history. In Seattle ahead of Atlanta 7-3. Kansas City Royals lead the Toronto Blue Jays 1-0, playing the bottom of the second inning. Toronto trying to wrap up that American League Championship Series.
You know, Dick, defensively, the Bears have done a good job against the 49ers by disrupting their pass patterns. San Francisco works on progression, and which means a receiver has to be at a certain point and a certain time. And so far, the Bears bumping their receivers around have done a good job of preventing them from getting those certain points.
The 49ers will start out this series with 2 tight ends, John Frank and Russ Francis, and Freddie Solomon in at wide receiver as the rookie Jerry Rice gets a breather. 5:20 to go. 1st and 10 at the 20. Francis in motion. Wide open was Francis. Bobbled it, but held on. Leslie Frazier drives him out of bounds after a 5-yard pickup. A lot of plays in for the big tight end.
Check the drop on Montana here. Now count the steps. 1, 2, 3. That means it's going to be no longer than 6 yards for a 49er pass. Francis takes it out in the flat after going in motion. A 3-step drop by the 49ers means it's going to be in the 6-yard area. A 5-step drop by Montana means it's going to be out around 12 to 16 yards. You can go to the bank on that.
2nd and 5. In motion is Derek Harmon. Harmon on the receiving end. First down. Just crosses the 30-yard line. 3-step drop. Gary Fencik defending on the play. Let's take a look at the drop that time by Joe Montana.
You betcha. We were just talking about it. Watch Montana now. He'll take a little punch step out of here, and then it's 1, 2, 3 steps. Derek Harmon comes on out, and it's in the 6-yard area, right on the money.
And we can go to the bank on it. First and 10 at the 30-yard line. 5:09 remaining. Jerry Rice is in the game. Solomon goes out. Roger Craig goes outside to the 45 and still going. And it took a hit by Leslie Frazier to knock Roger Craig out of bounds close to midfield after he gained 19 tough yards. And I'll tell you, in a great block by Randy Cross over here, the right guard on the other side of Montana. He'll pull and kick out on the linebacker, Wilbur Marshall, number 58. Take a look. Both the tackle and the guard pull. Fawnhorst is behind, but Cross's block was the key one right there. First and 10, Roger Craig. At the 49. Tyler up the middle. Close to a first down in Chicago territory to the 41-yard line. Gary Fencik and Dave Duerson, the strong safety on the play. First down.
Good job one-on-one by Quillen on Hampton, and that's always going to be the key in there. If they can get Hampton blocked in the middle. They did.
Tyler's the leading rusher. He lost his 6th fumble of the season so far, but he can come back and usually does. First and 10 at the 40. An audible. And movement in the line. Montana called an audible. What was the plan? To call an audible against the regular defense and just try to attack the 46?
They have all their plays called in the huddle against the 46. They're going to audible.
51 offense.
To the other defenses, but the Bears were in the 46 that time. Now Cross is the man on the other side of Montana. And you see him move.
6th penalty against the 49ers. First down and 15, Randy Cross. The 45 of Chicago. Montana with a fade pass to Roger Craig, who has it. He beat the linebacker Otis Wilson. 14-yard pickup and another first down. Or close to it, short by a yard.
Big blitz this time, which meant that you got people coming. And Roger Craig gets on the linebacker. Safety blitz from here. They come on in. And safety blitz Fencik up the middle.
They missed it by a yard. 2nd and 1. Mike Wilson in a wide receiver to the top of the screen. 2nd and 1 at the 31 of Chicago. Montana has some time, and down he goes. Richard Dent, who had a remarkable season a year ago and has been kind of slow getting underway this year. Of course, he's looking for contract negotiation. Gets a sack here.
Jim Dent, number 95, bottom of the screen, working against Bubba Paris. Gets an outside. Richard Dent, I keep saying Jim. Richard, don't get mad at me.
You're up here, he's down there.
Still don't want him mad at me.
You know, you can run and you probably can hide, too. 3rd down and 6 at the 36-yard line. Jerry Rice in the game and in motion on the left. Montana looking his way. He's got Rice. And a first down inside the 30. Leslie Frazier on the play.
Got him right there. Montana a little bit of a look off and then comes right back over there because he sees the single coverage, and Rice on a little turnout.
The ball's at the 28-yard line. Jerry Rice from Mississippi Valley State. A rookie that the 49ers traded up so that they could draft him number 1. Bruce Colley, a rookie from Texas Arlington, replaces Bubba Paris at left tackle. First and 10, San Francisco at the 28. Montana going for Rice. Incomplete. Covering on the play was Fencik and Frazier. Bill Walsh checking the list. He comes out with a list of 25, and what did he tell us? Most of them be passes today.
He said 2/3 of them. If Montana has a little bit more time, this might be a touchdown. Wilbur Marshall comes in, some pressure. He has to release just the count before he wanted to and couldn't get it to Rice.
Bubba Paris back in the lineup at left tackle. It'll be 2nd down and 10 with 2 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in the first half. The Bears lead it 16-7. Swing pass, and there's Tyler. And Tyler gets to the 25, and they're going to drop the flag on Otis Wilson. Dave Duerson on the tackle, but Wilson grabbed Tyler's face mask. And the Bears will pay for it. Montana, meanwhile, has now completed 10 passes in 13 attempts. It wasn't a flagrant play.
See what the 49ers now, Dick, are getting those matchups that Bill Walsh told us he wanted. He said, I'll take Roger Craig one-on-one against anyone. He's been getting that.
Face mask, 5-yard penalty, enforced from the end of the run. Repeat, 2nd down.
This time he gets Roger Craig, number 33, drifting through 55. Look at nobody around him. Wendell Tyler inside. And there's the face mask.
Bill Walsh told us yesterday, he says this game more than any other is a game of matchups. 2-minute warning is upon us here at Candlestick Park. It'll be 2nd and 2 for the 49ers when we return.
Strength, pride, tradition. For centuries, the Clydesdales have been known as a special breed. Today, the Clydesdales symbolize Budweiser's dedication to quality, superior ingredients, exclusive beechwood aging, and a distinctively clean, crisp taste only Budweiser can offer. Quality taste, because this Bud's for you.
Radio Shack knows when you're working for the future of your business, you need the high performance of the Tandy 2000. The performance to manage your business. The high performance to create and design, and the performance to market and sell. The high performance of the Tandy 2000 can meet your needs today and tomorrow. Tandy computers in business for business. Only at Radio Shack.
We've had the 2-minute warning, and of course Roger Craig with 2 big plays in this series. And when we talked about Bill Walsh saying that this is a game of matchups more than any other, he was specifically referring to Roger Craig.
Well, he was. He says if I can get Roger Craig on anybody, I'll take the edge in that matchup, along with Jerry Rice, same way. And they've been getting it. And you saw what an influence Craig was that time on that last play. He influenced the linebackers inside, and Tyler got out to catch the pass.
2nd down and 1. Jerry Rice in motion. Craig. No gain on the play, and it'll be 3rd down. As the clock runs, Dan Hampton making the tackle. Roger Craig, top receiver in the NFC coming into this game.
Dan Hampton is number 99. You see that big crowd we told you about the start of the ball game. Men over the guard, men over the center. There's just not much room to run up there. McMichael of 76 did a good job, as did Hampton.
Hampton has been hampered by a sprained ankle, and of course Richard Dent has a hip pointer. Buddy Ryan, the defensive coordinator, as the 49ers come out with 3 tight ends. 3rd and 2. Tyler bangs into his own man and gets forward close. Good second effort by Wendell Tyler, and it appears that the 49ers have the 1st down, but we may have a measurement first. Mike Richardson made the tackle, and a lot of ad-libbing by Wendell Tyler on a sweep. The 49ers have called a timeout. Well, they're going to have a measurement, and now the Niners call a timeout. They have 2 remaining. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining in the first half, and it is a first down for San Francisco.
Short yardage situation. Now look how tight everyone is. Look at the lineman up there tight. Cross pulls. Craig leads. Cross gets his block, but Wendell slips and trips on the back of Randy Cross's legs. Stumbling around, fights forward, and still picks up the first down. Mike Richardson on the tackle.
Total offense here, and you can see the dramatic turnaround from the first quarter to the second quarter. You can see them going after the ball when Wendell Tyler carries. He fumbled for the 6th time this year. And of course, Walter Payton, we talked to him yesterday, he hardly ever fumbles.
Now, Walter Payton says that, I told you, he carries that ball out in front of him a couple steps with both hands before he puts it to one side or another. He says he does that because he doesn't know which way he's going to make his cut right away. He does it to protect it. He and Wendell talked with each other in the Pro Bowl game. He says, we didn't really talk about fumbling. He said, but we talked about working out and staying strong. He says, I have a lot of respect for him. He has a lot of respect for me.
Well, Payton said he's got big hands, strong arms, and maybe that anticipation.
Yeah.
That's another factor.
But, you know, it's almost, those are the things you take with Wendell Tyler as a running back. He just has that style where the ball hangs out a little bit as he's getting his balance and making his cuts. He'll make some great ones, but there's always that chance.
1st and 10 at the 17. Montana pumps, fires. Rice, incomplete. Jerry Rice, incomplete. Mike Richardson defending on the play. He had him.
And I think that was the correct call, too. Even from up here, it looked like it bounced off the grass. We'll get a better look than anybody at this shot. Montana pumped and looked left, and it's on the ground. Good call.
13th play of the series coming up now for the 49ers with 1:08 showing on the clock. Rice has caught 2 passes for 25 yards. 2nd down and 10 for the 49ers. Freddie Solomon replaces Rice. And the ball still at the 17. Flags all over the place. '49ers have been heavily penalized so far in the first half.
71 offense.
And it's Bonhorst again. 7 penalties in the first half against San Francisco.
Well, Dick Fonhorst has a tough job. Now, on that 46 defense from the right tackle, they want him to slide down and block the man that's over Randy Cross a lot of the time and help him out. And he just wanted to get a little extra start on that, probably because that's such a tough block to make.
2nd down and 15. Freddie Solomon is in the game, and so is Mike Wilson now for the 49ers. Ball back at the 22-yard line. Montana steps up. Down he goes. Wilbur Marshall and Otis Wilson, the 2 outside linebackers, come in and sack Joe Montana for the 3rd time in the game.
Look at those, top of your screen now, the linebackers. And here they come. 55 Wilson, 58 Marshall, 46 again. By the time of the championship game, this time into the championship game last year, the 49ers had forced the Bears out of that 46 defense almost entirely. Bears are using it now, and it's still working, so they've made some adjustments.
49ers call a timeout. They have 1 left. Coming into this game, Joe Montana had been sacked 14 times. After 5 games last year, he had been sacked only 7 times, and now he's gone down 3 more times. And you can see how well the Bears do when they get to the opposing quarterback. The Bears last year set an NFL record with 72 sacks. They were kind of short of that pace coming into this game, but they have gotten Montana at the right time.
Well, there's a guy that runs that defense right there, Buddy Ryan, talking to Gary Fencik and Otis Wilson. Fencik makes the calls in that defensive secondary, and that guy makes all the calls, period, Buddy Ryan.
Well, as a result of that sack, this could result in a long field goal for Ray Wershing at about 47 yards right from here. The ball is at the 30-yard line, and you know, Wershing, who has kicked a 42-yarder this year, his longest field goal, had been struggling to the tail end of last year and so far this year from the longer range.
Well, he's been struggling, and I think it's because they've changed holders on him. Montana was his holder, and now it's Matt Cavanaugh. Whether you realize it or not, that does a little bit to you mentally.
Meanwhile, 3rd and 23. Montana chased again. He's got Clark, and Dwight Clark is out of bounds. That'll change things considerably for Ray Wershing. Leslie Frazier knocks him out of bounds. The ball now at the 15-yard line. And a 15-yard reception by Dwight Clark.
Isn't it amazing? You know, through the years, it's almost like these two guys have wireless headsets. Montana and Clark. Whenever he gets in trouble and runs out, it's almost like he can send a message to Clark, make your cut to the right because that's the way I'm going. Clark just adjusted to Montana coming out of that pocket, and there was the result.
Ray Wershing 4 for 7 in field goals. This will be a 32-yard attempt. Matt Cavanaugh holding. A short snap, but Wershing's kick is good.
Great job by Cavanaugh. That ball was on the ground, and he got it set up perfectly for Wershing.
32-yard field goal for Ray Wershing brings the 49ers that much closer. And with 49 seconds remaining in the first half, it is now a 16-10 ball game. And Wayne would look to be the makings of a Chicago blowout early on with a 16-0 lead. The 49ers have come back, and it was all spurred on by Carlton Williamson's interception return for a touchdown.
It was. I know that McMahon would like to have that throw back, especially on 3rd and 1.
Next Sunday, it all starts, of course, with the NFL Today. Here are the games. The 49ers go to Detroit to face the Lions. The Redskins, who won, play the Giants, who lost, and here are the rest of the games. Check your local listings. Incentive in this ball game, you could run down a whole grocery list of them, I guess, for both clubs.
Well, you really can. You know, I know that the Bears want to win this game. They have said, well, it might not be as important to us as the 49ers because we're 5-0. We've got 4 games coming up with teams in our conference. We'd like to win those. But believe me, when they came out here last year and lost in the NFC Championship game, you know that there is a revenge factor and a revenge motive for them in this one. 49ers, I think they just got to find themselves. They haven't done it yet this year. They played inconsistent football.
Montana and Bill Walsh, the offensive unit on the sidelines. You saw Willie Gault and Dennis Gentry, who are back for the Bears, and they're standing close together. The man they obviously want to return is Gault, and Wershing will be kicking off with 49 seconds to go. The Bears still have 2 timeouts. It's Gentry, 2 yards in the end zone. And Gentry brings it out to the 17-yard line where Torrey Nixon makes the stop. So with 45 seconds to go, it's a 16-10 ball game now. And the Bears going on offense once more. They capitalized on 2 49er turnovers in the first quarter. Francis' fumble and Tyler's fumble resulted in Kevin Butler field goals. He's kicked 3. The only Chicago touchdown was on their first series when Walter Payton went over from 3 yards out. Bears have come from behind in 4 of their 5 victories, including last week against Tampa Bay. Now they're trying to hold on to a lead. Matt Suhey and Dennis Gentry in the backfield. But McMahon's throwing. Suhey tripped up by Williamson at the 21-yard line. The Bears last year averaged 20 points a game. This year they averaged 32. So their offense has been better. More wide open. 2nd down and 6. McMahon sidearms it to Suhey. Ducks under a defender and is close to a first down. And it's Jeff Stover all the way downfield who gets credit for that tackle. And 12 seconds remaining. And now the Bears have called a timeout, and they still have 1, but not much time. And a long way to go. Coming up at halftime, Brent with scores and highlights. And, of course, former 49er quarterback John Brody is at the NFL Today. And Irv Cross is here in San Francisco, and we'll have a report from him. It was John Brody threw 5 touchdowns in 1 game. So did Steve Spurrier. And last week, Joe Montana joined that select group. Well, eyes are on Jim McMahon. Had a lacerated kidney and missed last year's championship game. Got a stiff neck, a bruised shin, turf burn in his hand, all kinds of injuries and hurts.
Says his favorite quarterbacks were Joe Namath because he played hurt, Jurgensen because he didn't always throw spirals, and Tarkenton because he moves around a lot.
He's got a little all of those guys, doesn't he? Especially the Joe Namath characteristic, wouldn't you say?
He's a dandy. We really enjoyed him yesterday in our meeting. He stuck around all day with us.
And Mike Ditka says, you know, the thing I like about Jim McMahon, he thinks he's the best thrower, the best runner, the best blocker, best receiver. Mike Ditka certainly calmed down last year or two, and that's what winning will do for you, too.
I wish he'd have calmed down when I was playing against them.
1st and 10 at the 28. 12 seconds to go. And they're going to give it to Payton on the draw play. And the 49ers finally bring Payton down at the 41-yard line. 4 seconds remain, and the clock stops. And the Bears now with no timeouts remaining. That was a 13-yard game. What are the Bears trying to do here? Because they had 12 seconds to go. They go for a draw, waited a bit before calling the time.
I think they were trying to pop Walter for a little bit longer than that, and then perhaps get down and call a timeout so they could kick a long field goal. Here, you know, they could almost take a long interception here. They could almost take the chance of throwing it down on one of those Hail Mary type things here, because if the 49ers did intercept, it would be very unlikely for them to run it back the length of the field for the touchdown. It's one of those 50-50 deals. We'll just have to wait and see.
Manu Tuiasosopo is leaving the field, as well as Roger Craig. Of course, Craig's not likely to get his hands on the ball. He seems to be all right. There's Tuiasosopo. As the 49ers come out with their nickel package defensively, and that means Fred Dean, Big Hands Johnson, Dana McLemore in that group. 4 seconds to go. The Bears 5-0.
I don't know.
This is the first time since the '63 title game that they've won their first 5 games. Title season. And they lost only 1 game to the 49ers that year. Maybe the last play of the half. Payton. And it will be. Payton still going. Tries to get out of bounds. It wouldn't have mattered. Jeff Fuller knocks him out of bounds. It was the Bears for the first 20 minutes, but Carlton Williamson's interception helped make the game closer at halftime at 16-10 Chicago.
Sponsored by Honda, who invite you to see the new Accord hatchbacks and 4-door sedans at your local Honda dealer. Budweiser, for all you do, this Bud's for you. And by Liberty Mutual, for your auto, home, life, and business insurance.
When it's freezing cold and the sirens blow and the mercury's down to 20 below, you don't need problems, you gotta go. That's why America goes with Prestone.
A fresh fill of Prestone 2 antifreeze fights freeze up and rust up too. A radiator could look this bad after just 10,000 miles of driving on weak, neglected antifreeze, while the Prestone radiator looks this good. Get the Prestone difference.
America goes and goes and goes with Prestone.
Most people rent a truck over the phone, a truck they haven't seen or driven. Now, that can be risky unless you ask the right questions, like, how old is my truck? Does it have power steering, automatic transmission, air conditioning, a radio? You didn't get all those questions? That's okay. Just ask for the truck that's the same color as your yellow pages, Ryder, and that'll answer all your questions. Ryder, the right move.
Monday on Scarecrow and Mrs. King.
I want you to spy on Lee Stetson.
Amanda's loyalty is tested when a triple agent secret could bring down the entire agency.
Run for it!
And Allie gets more than she paid for when her job ad ends up in the personals.
This guy sent his picture. It's not of his face.
Then the music, the magic, the excitement. It's country music's biggest night of the year. Ann Murray and Chris Christopherson host the Country Music Awards live from Nashville Monday.
Welcome back to New York. I'm Brett Musburger, along with John Brody, the former 49er star. What about Jim McMahon, feeling that he's so good like that?
Well, I know this. If you don't feel you are, you ain't.
Isn't that the truth?
And he is.
All right, let's get everybody to the scoreboard now and up to date. The Los Angeles Rams are now 6-0, 31-27 over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And again, it was that great Ram defense that turned the trick for them.
Well, Brett, they've been carrying their ball club early in the year. They carried them a couple weeks ago. and it looks like today they turned the trick again.
Buccaneers tried to be tough on defense. Watch this against Dieter Brock. Deflected pass now, and here comes Keith Browner. He says, I got a touchdown. At least I'm going to get inside the 5-yard line. Here I go. Uh-oh, fumble. It's kicked out of the end zone, a touchback. Oh, what a terrible moment for him. But then it was DeBerg right back into the corner, hit Gerald Carter, and the Buccaneers were ahead. But again, the Rams came right back with the interception.
Well, the Rams have done it. They put their offense wasn't getting it done for them. Their defense did it twice. You can't ask any more of a team than that. That's why they're 6-0.
And they held James Wilder to 49 total yards rushing in that game. Denver and Indianapolis, 15-10. John Elway prevails again. He didn't throw the touchdown pass, but how about this one?
Well, John Elway can get it done. They seem to win without scoring a lot of touchdowns, and they usually call on John.
He threw for 259 yards, and that was the prettiest play of the game right there. New England today, the story now, they have lost quarterback Tony Eason, separated shoulder. We do not know if he's going to go on injured reserve. They've called up a new quarterback. But what about the job that Steve Grogan did, John?
Well, Steve Grogan's been an outstanding talent for years. They benched him because they weren't going well. He's never been on a real outstanding team. I don't think this one is either, but he did get them a win and got him up to 500.
2 wins in a row for the Washington Redskins on Monday night, and now this afternoon against Detroit in RFK Stadium, and the diesel was turned loose.
Well, Joe Theisman's no fool, and their team has been playing to the personality of old. Joe threw well, but they did give it to number 44 for 2 strikes.
And 112 yards and 25 carries. Hey, Green Bay and Minnesota. Folks, you're not going to believe this. Time is running out. About 1:17 to go, and Bud Grant faces the field goal or touchdown situation all over again. He says, well, second guessers want me to kick a field goal, so I'll do it. Wouldn't you believe it, John? Back come the Packers right away to kick one.
Wrong again. He can't be right. That's just the way it goes.
There is the winner from Al Del Greco, and the Packers pull it out 20-17, a win for Green Bay. Now, there is a young quarterback at Cleveland John Brody was able to watch today. 21-6. We're going to show you Bernie Kosar's big touchdown pass. What do you think about him?
Well, I think Kosar is one of the few fellas that doesn't have to have quick feet. He's got good feet. He moves into the right spot. He can throw the ball to the right target. We saw him throw 2 beautiful-looking strikes today that indicate he'll be around for quite a while.
Yes, indeed. Philadelphia and St. Louis. Do you know that this Eagle defense has given up only 4 touchdowns in its last 5 games? Let's hear it for the Swamp Fox and Marion Campbell. What about Ron Jaworski?
Well, I think Sid Gilman had a little something to do with it. Sometimes just having a man that's comfortable being around, and that's when Jaworski had his most success. That's when they went to the Super Bowl. Sid was there, and he's back.
Hard to believe that Neil Lomax will get shut down like that, too, this afternoon. The Dallas Cowboys, they got the big plays this afternoon, 27-13 over Pittsburgh. And, John, you love to get those backs isolated on those linebackers, don't you?
Well, particularly if your back is Tony Dorsett. There are some backs that can't run they run like 4th-class mail, but when you get a matchup like David Little against Tony Dorsett, I'll take it every time. They did, and they won easy.
Here comes T.D. again, and Johnny is only the 6th man to rush for more than 10,000 yards.
That means you've carried that mail quite a bit.
Take a little curtain call, Tony. You deserve it down there in Dallas. Attaboy. So Tony Dorsett and the Dallas Cowboys, they finally beat Pittsburgh. Through the years, they've had a lot of trouble with that team. Cincinnati over the New York Giants. Wild and woolly 35-30. Phil Simms threw the ball 61 times. He's got to have a sore arm, John.
That's right. And whenever you have to throw the ball that much, you know you're usually playing catch-up football. He was today. You're going to throw some interceptions. He did that. They got a few turnovers. Over 500 yards, nothing to show for it. That's been a bad deal.
Exactly. Now, how about the Los Angeles Raiders? They are underway down in the Coliseum. 14-7 over the Saints. Saints trying to win for the 4th straight time. Here comes Marcus Allen.
Well, Marcus Allen is a premier runner. There are so many in this league. Every time you see somebody run for a touchdown, you say he's right up there with the best of them, but Marcus certainly is.
Seattle needing a win today, and they are heavily favored against Atlanta. It is only 7-6, and yes, they are in the 3rd quarter. Here's Craig to Steve Largent. All my life, I've been listening to Largent catch passes, John.
And I'll tell you, if you stick around a few more years, you'll hear him some more.
He's a great wide receiver, isn't he? Now, Kansas City and San Diego. And the AFC West, they don't get any tougher than that, folks. And they're deadlocked at 17. They have gone to the halftime of that game. Now, San Francisco and Chicago, we want to bring John in, get his insights to what transpired in the first half. And we will do that right after these messages from your local stations.
Next Saturday, Purdue quarterback Jim Everett will lead the Boilermakers into Columbus for a showdown with Big Ten power Ohio State. Then it's a battle of national powers as the third-ranked Michigan Wolverines take on Heisman candidate Chuck Long and the #1 ranked Iowa Hawkeyes. Or see explosive Bo Jackson and the Auburn Tigers go against the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. A college football doubleheader next Saturday on CBS Sports. This is CBS.
Save now at Furrow Building Materials. We're like 16 stores in one. Save now on this Unarco Convenience Plus stainless steel sink with cutting board, just $69.99. Other sinks as low as $21.99. Save now on a new Reliance 30-gallon gas water heater, just $99.88. And glazed tile paneling from Abitibi, just $16.99 a sheet. Look for the special bath section in your circular. With contractor prices for everyone, you'll save like a pro at Furrow.
Don't do it yourself without us.
Furrow.
You can make it on your own. Make your house a home. Make old memories shine like new. Wix has all it takes.
With the Wix Lumber Guarantee, your project is a guaranteed success. At Wix, if there's anything you're not satisfied with, return it within 30 days and we'll exchange it or give you a full refund. Guaranteed.
Make special dreams come true. 'Cause Wix has all it takes to build all you need.
Underneath it all, what really matters is the burger. And if you want a burger that's thicker and juicier than McDonald's Quarter Pounder, Wendy's Single, and the new Burger King Whopper, you want the new Quarter Pound Burger at Hardee's. Try the thickest, juiciest burger of them all. Brand new at Hardee's.
Ray Rice on special assignment, weeknights at 5.
Bottom fourth in the American League Championship Series. Kansas City must win to stay alive, and they lead the Toronto Blue Jays by a score of 2-0. And in our big football game, doubleheader, the Chicago Bears leading San Francisco. One of the things about the 49ers, John, they don't seem to be as fine-tuned as they were last year.
I think you hit it. 7 holding penalties in the first half. They fumble the ball when it looks like they're in a position to get out of a trap. They just haven't been the cohesive unit that they were last year. Now, this is a perfect illustration. Not that it's such a turnaround in the ball game, but they had a chance to get blown out. Wendell Tyler fumbled. Jerry Rice got away with one. Russ Francis made another. That's 4 possessions. They only gave up 16 points defensively. So that is where the 49ers really put the stabilizer to them and got a chance to get back.
Other side of the coin, though, the Bears don't finish it in the first half. They made a critical error.
Well, they're playing with a guy that, you know, has played so well for the Bears. He thinks he's Houdini, but you can't throw the ball off your back foot when there's nobody down there but red shirts. Carlton Williamson picked off a ball, and this is a play that he'd love to have over, but he's going to do this sort of thing again. He usually comes out on top. He didn't this time. As a matter of fact, it got the 49ers momentum going. They got back in the ball game, 16-7. It looked like they'd been blown out, and they're right back in it.
And on the NFL today, you told me you thought Roger Craig was the second best runner in the league right now behind Eric Dickerson, and again, he's turned in some great moments.
I do, because he can do so much. He can block so well, he receives so well, and he can also run the ball for critical yardage. This was a 19-yard run, one of 3 he made to keep 49er drives alive. Although they didn't score a touchdown, they got 3 points. They're within a touchdown, and they've got to feel lucky.
It should be a great second half.
I'm looking forward.
John, let's go back out to San Francisco, and here's our colleague, Irv Cross. Irv?
Brent, it will be a great second half, and I'll tell you why. Of course, these are 2 great football teams, but the 49ers all week long were concerned about what kind of frame of mind the Bears would be in when they got here, because they remember, and you remember too, when they played in that championship game in Washington, and the 49ers thought they should have won it, and they didn't. All year long, they stewed about that during the offseason. When they played the Redskins here, the 49ers blew them away in the first half. Of course, the Redskins came back in the second half, but the 49ers did win it. So they felt that the Bears are coming to this game determined to beat them, almost obsessed with the idea of beating the 49ers. So one reason why he had so many turnovers in the first half simply is that the Bears really came out smoking and hitting. One very important injury note in the first half, though. Roger Craig suffered a slight thigh bruise. Not very big right now. He's going to play in the second half, but it's a kind of an injury that as you get hit during the course of the game, it gets worse. So in the fourth quarter, it could show up. Let's go up to the booth.
All right, thank you very much, Irv. And, you know, Wayne, I think one of the hidden stories of this game, the fact that the 49ers, with their great offensive machine, have not scored offensively against the Bears.
Have not scored a touchdown, just one field goal. And I think you got to credit Buddy Ryan and that 46 defense. Remember, we said earlier that the 49ers had forced the Bears out of the 46 almost by this time in the game last year. Obviously, they've made some adjustments. Also, Bill Walsh told us that some plays that they used against the 46 last year were plays you couldn't repeat, that the Bears would get used to. So I'm looking again, Dick, for it to be the same way in the second half. It's just going to be a tough ball game.
Wayne, what decides a game like this?
Well, in pass, I would say it's 16-10 at halftime. In pass in a ball game like this, it's decided by the defense. Not only a turnover, but the defense making a big play, running it back for a touchdown, or a special teamer doing the same thing, much like Carlton Williamson did.
16-10 the score. We'll be coming back for the second half kickoff from Candlestick Park in just a moment.
Chuck Yeager for AC Telco.
Up here, power when you need it can save your neck. When you get back down to your car, it helps too. Today's smaller engines need extra firepower from a spark plug, and AC delivers. If you could look inside your engine, you'd see an AC spark plug delivering up to 30,000 volts, firing 30 times a second. Firepower when you need it from AC.
Get rebates now on AC spark plugs.
Never wait for trouble.
Businesses come in all shapes, all sizes, each with its own very different insurance needs. An insurance plan that fits one business might be the wrong fit for another. So if you're running a business, whatever its size, let Nationwide give you a second opinion on your insurance. Business insurance, part of Nationwide's blanket protection.
Nationwide is on your side.
Trip?
Come on, give me back my sweater.
Well, what's it worth to you?
6 cheese fries, 3 buffalo wings, and your 9-iron.
You bought my 9-iron? No. You bought my 9-iron.
Sales is Chili's.
No place sale.
Joe Montana getting set on the sideline for the 49ers, who will receive the second half kickoff. Interesting note, as Irv Cross talked about that thigh bruise for Roger Craig. Last week, he caught 12 passes against the Falcons to tie a 49er record for receivers. Today, he's caught just 1 pass, that for 14 yards.
Gary Fencik told us that they had to put the glove on Roger Craig and Dwight Clark. Clark has caught 3 passes for 27 yards. So the 2 guys that they really wanted to concentrate on, they've done a good job, because Fencik said those 2 guys will bleed you to death.
Kevin Butler will kick off for the Bears, who lead at 16-10. Carl Monroe and Dana McLemore are back. Monroe on the left, McLemore on the right. Second half is underway. In the end zone, Monroe decides to run it out. To the 25, 30, and hit hard. Thomas Sanders, but a good run back of 40 yards by Carl Monroe, and slow getting up. Very slow. And we have an official's time. Carl Monroe, shaken up, was hit hard by Sanders.
Watch him right here. He decided right at the last minute to come out. Dana McLemore leads him. He sees a little seam there, uses his speed, breaks 1 tackle, cuts back in, breaks another, and then took a pretty good shot. And I would imagine it's kind of a win factor for him out there now. Here it is on the cut-in at the end of the run. And there was a helmet headgear right on in there by Thomas Sanders of the Bears. Big hit.
Monroe gets a hand from the capacity crowd as the 49ers get set to operate from their own 35-yard line, which is their best starting position of the afternoon. 16-10 the score. Joe Montana 11 for 15 in the first half. Craig is in the lineup in the backfield with Tyler and goes in motion. Pass is caught by Jerry Rice. The first down to the 46-yard line. Dave Duerson on the stop.
Clark is isolated, bottom of the screen. Zone defense, short help there in front. You see that the defensive back slipped back there. Clark turned up, caught the pass. That was a regular 4-3 defense, or rather Rice. Now here's Clark bumping around with Wilbur Marshall.
Earl Cooper joins Russ Francis. 2 tight ends, 1st and 10 San Francisco on their own 47-yard line. Montana chased. Good rush by McMichael. And here comes Wilbur Marshall, and Montana is tackled out of bounds. Crowd doesn't like it.
Pretty good speed there by Wilbur Marshall, the linebacker. Montana's no slowpoke.
Don't forget, he's playing in place of Al Harris and has made a lot of big plays at right outside linebacker.
Coming into his own right now. Let's watch the pressure. Let's see what gets Montana out of there. Hartenstein up the middle on a stunt, forces Montana out. This is the side he normally runs to. If he goes right, he'll normally pass. Marshall catches in good speed.
Second year out of Florida. He's forced some mistakes. Had some sacks. Loss of a yard, 2nd and 11. Montana up the middle, and wide open was John Frank. Nothing but the natural turf here at Candlestick Park, and John Frank couldn't hold on to it.
He was a little off balance because he had to fight through the linebackers to get there. He was stumbling just a little bit as he got the ball. The ball was up high. Downfield, Dwight Clark had a block on the cornerback, and Frank may have gone for big yardage.
3rd down and 11 as Russ Francis replaces Frank. Dwight Clark goes out left, Jerry Rice to the right. Ball at the 45. Montana has his man, Wendell Tyler, who has a 1st down into Chicago territory inside the 40. Mike Singletary on the tackle, and that's good for 16.
Well, they obviously didn't expect the blitz because they put both backs out in this pattern. Tyler and Craig run a crossing pattern over the middle. Tyler running from left to right in front of Singletary. It makes a good effort here at the end.
And the 49ers driving, and Wendell Tyler with his 3rd reception of the ball game are at the Bears' 38-yard line. 16-10 Chicago. Early moments of the 3rd quarter, and as Montana calls the audible, we have movement. And this penalty appears to be against
51 offense.
The 49ers. Randy Cross. You know, Cross and Fonhorst have had a lot of trouble so far today.
It's the 46. They were in a 46 again, and it just put so much pressure on the 2 guards in the center.
51 offense. Repeat 1st down.
They're all covered. Very seldom are all 3 of those middle offensive linemen covered, but they are in a 46 defense. We showed you that at the first of the game. It just puts a lot of pressure on it. Nobody to help them out. They got to get set up quicker. The guy can go either way on them. It's tough.
1st down and 15 now. Back at the 43. Montana trying to get a few of those yards back. He gets it to Craig down the sideline. Craig inside the 20. Mike Hartenstein on the tackle, and a penalty marker is down. And judging by the look on Roger Craig's face, the penalty is against San Francisco, and that's the call. A 26-yard play. Most of it, Roger Craig, is nullified. And that's the 9th penalty against San Francisco today.
Pass interference, number 26, offense. Repeat 1st down.
Wendell Tyler. A costly one. And the 49ers are back in their own territory at the 47-yard line. They were looking at 1st and 10 inside the Bear 20. It's a big difference. Less than 12 and a half to go, 3rd quarter, as you looked at the story today in the penalty department. And the 49ers have had the short end. 1st and 25. Montana gets hit, but gets it off to Jerry Rice. Penalty flag is down. Steve McMichael might have put on a tough hit on Montana. Duerson made the stop on Rice. Here's Gordon McCarter.
Holding, number 51 offense. Personal foul, roughing the passer. Number 76, defense, blow to the head. The penalty's offset. Repeat 1st down.
McMichael Personal foul and Randy Cross again.
Randy Cross is to the left of the center, number 51. That's McMichael, 76. See the hand on the back on the numbers. Now there's the late hit with an elbow across the chops by McMichael. Both were caught.
So they'll do it all over again. 1st and 25. Mike Wilson is in the game now, replacing Dwight Clark. Wilson to the top. Montana dumps it off and overthrows Roger Craig. He was wide open. About as open as he'll ever be.
Yes.
In the game of matchups, Roger Craig didn't have anyone matched up on him. But Montana overthrew the ball. And that's rare because Joe normally makes that connection easily.
He makes those short throws, and you know they're not as easy as they look because you have to touch them and throw them over linemen and things like that. But he makes those short throws, those flare patterns, as well as anyone that's ever played the game.
2nd down and 25, and the receivers go to left. Pressure and a blitz. Otis Wilson was blitzing. Montana finds Craig. And with all of that, they just get a few yards inside the 50 in Chicago territory, and maybe another flag down. Maybe another penalty, and there is. This time it's against the Bears. Offside. Mike Ditka, who was appointed by George Halas and has indeed revived the Bears. Dramatic form.
Offside. 95 on the defense. Penalty accepted. Repeat 2nd down.
Richard Dent.
A Dent by any name.
2nd and 20.
3rd round, 3rd year, 8th round draft pick. 17.5 sacks last year to lead the NFC. So it's 2nd down and 20, and the Niners are back in Chicago territory at the 48. Penalty flag again. Montana trying to get away from McMichael, but he's finally caught by Otis Wilson, but we have another flag. How many plays in a row now? Is that 3 that we've had penalties? 3 straight plays? 4. Illegal motion against the 49ers.
Illegal motion, 89 offense, penalty declined, 3rd down.
That's Earl Cooper, number 89. Now, see, this is the bugaboo that's been haunting the 49ers all year, Dick. It's not the same guy making the mistake time after time. They're passing the baton. You know, it's Cross, then it's Fahnhorst, then it's Cooper, then it was Wendell Tyler. So it's nobody can really point a finger out, but it's so uncharacteristic of this team. Last year, they barely made mistakes.
Last year they were 5-0. Now they're 3-2. Tyrone Keys, number 98, is in at defensive end. It was a 5th defensive end. Montana tries to go to Mike Wilson. The pass was behind him. Mike Richardson was defending on the play, and so now we're seeing the 49ers in the way they played against New Orleans and Minnesota.
Look at him up there, bumping and running now with him, trying to keep him from the point he's supposed to be at a certain time. The pass was thrown a little bit behind. Great defense by Richardson.
So Max Runeker is in the punt. Penalties, mistakes, lack of execution in the 49ers. There's Ken Taylor back for Chicago. Runeker gets off a nice kick. Taylor goes out of bounds right at the 10-yard line, and that's where the Bears will take over 1st and 10 when we come back to Candlestick Park.
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till you're gonna need somebody to lean on.
When you need a truck to lean on, nothing works like a Chevy truck. When a businessman is waking up in, say, Los Angeles, his main office in New York is already well into its day.
And very often there's information the main office would like men such as this to have the moment they come in. Well, now, through a modern computer innovation called telemail, they can send them that information and have them punch it right up the minute they arrive.
Gee.
No, GTE.